Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me from my Big Beefy Man Cave here in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is my YouTube channel vlog show, Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 85 of the show. How's it going, everybody? Before we talk about what happened last night on Impact Wrestling, I want to address, I'm sure one of you guys are scratching your heads wondering what happened to the video called Damage Control. Long story short, however, like I said, incident happened on another live chat that I support, a show that I support, Both Us and the Sofas, last week. One of my colleagues from Rant and Rave said a couple of inappropriate jokes and did not sit well with the members of the live chat, and they decided to confront my friend, confront my colleague over that, and that got me mentally rattled up, and I said a couple things that I screwed up on, and basically it almost went to heck in the handbasket. After a couple of private meetings here and there, after a couple of private messages here and there, I thought, and after what happened on my colleague's live stream Monday for the Raw reaction for the DX 25th anniversary and season premiere of Raw, and a couple of members of that live chat also confronted my friend over this, and then it got really hairy. After a few private meetings and discussions and talking, they decided a lot of things. Everything's been settled, and I tried to make a video defending myself, my actions, my words, but unfortunately, it did not come out the way I wanted to. In fact, one of my friends that was on, one of my friends messaged me and advised me to take down the video. And I wasn't going to plan on I wasn't going to plan on keeping the video up as long as any further. I was thinking about giving it for a week. My original intent was not to make a video like that. I did not want to make a video like that. So that proves that my original instinct was correct. And it was correct because, like I said, I said some things that were not true, unfortunately, and I made a lot of mistakes there. So I personally believe that, I agreed with this good friend of mine. I agree with him. I want to thank him for that because I think it was a good thing. Although during that span, I only had to gain 2 more subscribers, which I was kind of shocked. So why would they subscribe to me? What did I do? You know what I mean? Anyways, he did advise me to take it down, and after careful consideration, I have decided to do so. And that's why it's no longer up. And I figured I want to continue on doing my thing here, and I want to give Jerome Latimer a shout out for that great advice, because it did work out. It worked out for the better, because last night on Rant and Rave, one of the people that confronted me about what happened on the week before said he forgives me. So Gregory, shout out to you, my man. You know, you're a friend. You're a friend of the show. I consider you now a friend of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. I hope you enjoy my shenanigans. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. You know, yeah. So all that. So things have to happen. You know, things have to happen. Connections have to be severed for right now. I'm still remaining friends with Romy and the rest of the Bofus crew, because they're good peoples, and I told them I would support this show, and I made that promise. So all is forgiven, all is good. No more of the Damage Control video. If I want to talk about Damage Control, I want to talk about Bailey, Dakota Kai, and my favorite member of Damage Control, the lovely, the gorgeous, and the sexy. Yep, to me she's sexy. Io Sky. I got her shirt. I probably wear that tonight. Anyways, for the SmackDown reaction. But, might I digress, it's all good. Everything's all good. We're going to have some fun. Are we not? Because I'm going to talk some wrestling here. Speaking of wrestling. Are we not going to do that? I'm going to do that because I'm going to talk about what happened on Impact last night. So, we're moving on from the crap that's been going on. It's been a rough week for me, and I'll tell you one thing. It didn't even help any matters that it was raining this morning pretty hard, and I was outside trying to clean the trash at the mall. The rain and the wind did not even help that at all with all those leaves there. I'm telling you right now. I'm just glad this week's almost over, bro. That's what I'm going to... But we had a great time, good times, and everything else, so... Let's do this, all right? Josh Alexander kicks off Impact after retaining the title. This is Bound for Glory Fallout last night. That had happened on the 13th. And then he decided to question Bully Ray because Bully Ray could have cashed in that call you shot. Because I think in the back of Alexander's mind, he know what happened to him last year. Moose cashed that sucker in and beat him for the title. Bully Ray answers it. He said, listen, I'm going to do it the right way. But Steve Maclin came out and interrupted. Now, if you don't know who Steve Maclin is, he is one of 1/3 of the Forgotten Sons tag team in the WWE. And also, Steve Maclin is now married to the lovely Deonna Purrazzo. Io Sky is hotter than Deonna. Who's my favorite knockout? That's a good question. If I had a favorite knockout in Impact, a toss-up between Jordynne Grace and Killer Kelly. I like Mickie James too, but might I digress. So interrupts, and he said, and he told, listen, we don't see eye on a lot of things, Josh, but I wouldn't trust Bully Ray. Here we go again. Politicking! That's what's going on here. And then he mentions Moose. Moose comes out, says the same thing. Listen, I wouldn't trust Bully Ray, you're a scumbag. Bobby Fish comes out, interrupts all the men, and said, hey, listen. He addressed each and every one. He addressed Moose first, and Maclin, and then he addressed Bully Ray. Then he looks at Josh Alexander, and he said, Josh, you know what? I'll challenge you for the championship. Here in my hometown of Albany, New York. Josh Alexander says, you know something? Challenge accepted. So that match is going to be made, the Impact World title, tonight, last night on Impact. No, it's not last night on Raw. Here we go. Words and me have not been great all week. I'm telling you. Me and words, man. Me and words. Somebody. Oh, speaking of screwing up friendships, I don't want to do this. I want to give a birthday shout out to David St. Dennis. Happy birthday, fellow Massachusetts native, fellow Red Sox fan, fellow Patriots fan. And hey, David, and I'll tell you, here, I got a better idea. If you're not down with the fact that David St. Dennis is 19 years old today, I got 3 words for you. Go to bed. There you go. That's your birthday shout out there, David St. Dennis. Now, where was I? Yep. And then, so, Gia Miller interviewed the Mother City Machine Guns. Says, hey, they cheated. We need to get an attack about Honor No More, the Kingdom. We need to shot those belts again. We're going to go to Scott D'Amore and ask for him right now. But then, as they're going to his office, Heath and Rhino walked out of the office and said, hey, what are you guys doing? I said, well, we're about to talk to Scott D'Amore about getting a rematch for the tag belts. He says, hate to throw the monkey wrench in the plan, but we asked them, and we're getting the shots. And they rightfully do the shots, but I'll tell you, and then they say, if they win the belts, you guys getting the shot. Fair enough. First match on the night, no disqualification match between 2 knockouts, Killer Kelly and Tasha Steelz having a rivalry. As Killer Kelly was in the ring, Savannah Evans attacked Killer Kelly. No disqualification match. Referee ring the bell. Referee has it, and these 2 ladies beat the crap out of each other. And then Killer Kelly used the chain to beat Tasha Steelz by submission. So Killer Kelly wins the matchup. Sami Callihan was out in the parking lot beating up those yellow hooded members of VBD Young Violence, and I call them the VBD hoodie soldiers. I call them. And Sami Callihan's been yelling, I'm coming for him. Sami Callihan and Eric Young, sign me up for that matchup. These are two psychos that can go totally nuts. And no offense to Psycho Mike. Psycho Mike Wilson has nothing on Sami Callihan and Eric Young. Let me tell you that much. Sorry, Psycho Mike. But Sami Callihan and Eric Young, sign me up for that matchup. Scott D'Amore, this is a Canadian-themed Impact one. Scott D'Amore talks to Josh Alexander and said, listen, if I were you, I would take heed to the warnings of Macklin and Moose. I know Bully Ray for a long time. He says he was the one that injected the poison by bringing 3D, Team 3D. He knew what he did, and so he felt responsible for it. But then Josh Alexander said, no. It's not just Moose and Macklin. It's all the other legends that, but I will, they got him to think about it and wish him the best in that title defense against Bobby Fish. He said that was a boss move. 6-way X Division tag team, X Division matchup: Black Taurus versus Laredo Kid versus Yuya Uemura versus Alex Zane versus Kenny King versus Trey Miguel. Heck of a matchup. Trey Miguel wins in the end. Meanwhile, Frankie Kazarian pulls up in the parking lot, gets out, and looking dapper. And Mike Bailey says, you know what? This is for me swallowing my pride. Congratulations. It was a great matchup. Good sportsmanship between the two of them. Respect. Trey Miguel comes up, shakes both of them heads, congratulating them both. And we have not seen the last of Mr. Kazarian. Well, but Speedball Mike Bailey is my favorite X Division wrestler. He's very good in the ring, martial arts, very well skilled, very humble, very cool guy. He's also married to a wrestler / interviewer, Miss Veda Scott. She does in the indies. And I did see her wrestle at the Whale Sea Festival in 2013. And I did tweet about that. And she's, do you have any funnel cake? That's all I don't do funnel cakes, Miss Veda Scott. Trust me on this one. Anyways, I've been talking about food last night and now tonight. I don't think so. Oh, boy. Rant and Ray was very interesting, to say the least. I mean, we recovered from that whole fiasco. But then, if you, leave it to me to talk about the Three Stooges, and we end up going off on a tangent somehow. And, who knows, we'll take a wing joke, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're talking about competitive eating, and, competitive eating and how much wings I can eat. Jeepers. Thanks a lot, guys. Somebody help me here, because I'm ready to get smacked in the face by somebody. Anyways, what? What's wrong with you, Eric? Okay. Let's see. So six knockout tag team matchup. The Death Dolls, the new Knockouts tag team champions. That would be Taya Valkyrie and Jessica, because I'm sick. She's funny. And Rosemary. They're going to be as VXT. That's a team of Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo, and Giselle Shaw was teaming up with them. And with a little chicanery by VXT and Giselle Shaw, VXT and Giselle Shaw win the matchup. Tommy Dreamer talks to Bully Ray, and first thing Tommy Dreamer goes, how'd you lose all that weight? How'd you gain all that weight? Looking at Bully Ray responded back, listen, man, I want the fans to see a different side of you, man. I don't want you to make a fool of me. He said, I'll tell you what, we'll team up. Any tag team wants to face us, they'll accept. Well, we will hear from that. Honor No More had a pep talk. They were upset that Eddie Edwards. He said, where's Eddie? If Eddie's gone away, it's a good thing. We're getting his head together, but we'll do right by Eddie. We'll continue the mission. We'll continue the whole thing. And we're going to do right by Eddie by defending the tag team titles against Heath and Rhino. And there's rumors going around that WWE's interested in Matt Taven too. It seems like a lot of contracts in Impact are going to be up. So, and Vincent's contract and Impact would be up too. Rumor has it him and Dutch appeared on Monday Night Raw, and there's a rumor going around that Bray Wyatt is definitely coming tonight on SmackDown. But there's a rumor going around that Bray Wyatt may introduce his Wyatt 6. I don't know. I really don't know what goes on the mind of Bray Wyatt nowadays. He got the whole world in his hands. I don't know. You got Ramblin' Rabbit, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and Huskus the Pig. Who knows what Bray Wyatt has? That guy is bizarre. Great to see him back, though, nonetheless. And so that's going on. Bhupinder Gujjar took on Matt Cardona one-on-one. Brian Myers came out to distract Gujjar, cost him the match as Cardona hits the radio silence leg drop, ends up winning the matchup. Cardona wins it, and the major players reunite. Gia Miller interviewed Mickey James. Good Lord, Mickey James, what are you trying to do to us men here? You've already married one of the most handsome dudes in British wrestling, a former gladiator in Nick Aldis, and I'm sure Mickey calls him the Big O, if you know what I mean. We used to know him as Oblivion. Anyways, might I digress, because the way the woman dresses, now we know why Nick Aldis called himself the Big O when I was in Gladiators. Let me explain it. You marry a woman like Mickey James, never mind. Never mind, forget I said any of that. I'm out of my mind here today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Me and words all week long? That's how I am. I'll get it back on the right track. I'll get it straight. And Mickey James says, her match with me, Yim, she respects me. Yim has gained her respect. But she said, well, we don't know what's next. And she was talking about Jordan Grace, who basically says Masha Slamovich was a tough competitor. She beat him. What's next with Jordan Grace, we don't know. But VXT and Giselle Shaw interrupt her. And then Mickey goes, how about I challenge you? She wanted to challenge Chelsea Green, but said, no, we got a tag team title rematch to worry about. See you later. He said, if you lose, come call your girl. Holler at your girl. Yeah. You know what? It's going to be something else. But we do have an answer to the challenge of Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer, two ECW alumni legends. We're talking about the Bullet Club. That's right. The luckiest man on the face of this planet, Juice Robinson. Why did I call him that? He married Toni Storm. Need I say more? That means he says his boys, Chris Bay and Ace Austin, will be accepting the challenge. So, interesting matchup. Bullet Club versus EC Dub. Going to be a heck of a matchup. Impact World title on the line. Josh Alexander defending against Bobby Fish. Heck of a matchup. But Josh Alexander did win the matchup in the end. But Frankie Kazarian comes out. All dressed up. Not dressed up to compete. Holding the X Division title. Congratulating Josh Alexander on his matches against Fish and Eddie Edwards. He said, but you know what though? That's not why I'm here. He holds up the title. He said, I'm exercising Option C. Now, for those of you who don't know who Option C is, Austin Aries, whom we haven't heard in a couple of years, I think. We haven't heard anything from him ever since he left the WWE. And check this out. He's the one that came up with the Option C idea, where he can relinquish the X Division title in exchange for a shot at the Impact World Heavyweight title. Frankie Kazarian decides to do that, and I think Josh Alexander looks like he may have forgotten about that. So, all I can say is that's going to be a heck of a matchup. Kazarian versus Josh Alexander. So that's where it ends on Impact Wrestling. When that match is going to happen, who knows for sure. Hopefully Scott D'Amore will book that match. And that is it for Impact Wrestling Event Center for October the 13th, 2022. I'm excited. The next episode 86, will be the 5th installment of Fearless Friday. What's Fearless Friday? What's another word for fearless? Daring. Or the Fry-yay if you're getting paid like I just did today. So, yep, the Bullseye Bonus Island's coming back. And believe me, another 20-round battle against that Rotten Lightning. We're going to have a little bit of fun there. So, again, before we end this episode for now, a happy birthday shout-out goes to Mr. David St. Dennis. He's got his own channel. We're doing very well at 800 subscribers. A young man with a good heart, only 19. He just turned 19 today. And he's a good kid. Bright future for him. He's going to have a lot of fun. I know it. So tonight, check out, if you want to wish him a happy birthday, go on his chill stream tonight at 8. And guess what? If you're not down with the fact that David St. Dennis is 19 today, I got 3 words for you. Go to bed. And on that note, shout out, David. Happy birthday, buddy. Until the next episode, please, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, tour for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Sweet Bumbling Bofo Raver Telepictures and Distribution. See you next episode, and have a very blessed day.